Storage Wars introduced us to a cast of fearless bidders, fierce competitors, and astounding discoveries, ranging from unexpected luck to startling exits. As celebrities like Weiss, Darrell Sheets, and Brandi sought out the nicest storage facilities, fans watched abandoned lockers transform into potential treasure troves. However, what transpired once the cameras stopped recording? Well, some have prospered in auctions, others have had financial difficulties, controversy, or even legal issues. Has your favorite Storage Wars character changed occupations, vanished, or unexpectedly returned? Join us as we reveal the real-life twists and turns of the most memorable cast members and uncover where they are today. Brandi and Jarrod Sheets. Former Storage Wars power couple Jarrod Sheets and Brandi were well known for their competitive nature and lighthearted humor. They debuted in the show's inaugural season in 2010 and immediately won over fans. They were less wealthy than other bidders, which added excitement to their discoveries. They were a mainstay of the series for over 10 years due to their chemistry and excellent sense of value. However, their real lives did not mirror their on-screen achievements. After almost 20 years of dating, Brandi and Jarrod announced their separation in public in 2020. When fans discovered they had secretly split up long before going public, they were taken aback. According to reports, their relationship had been experiencing difficulties behind the scenes, and the demands of reality TV only worsened matters. When Jarrod was arrested in 2021 for misdemeanor domestic assault, things took a far worse turn. He reportedly got into a furious argument with Brandi at an Orange County, California bar. The incident severely tarnished his reputation and raised doubts about his future. He had once been a co-owner of the Now and Then thrift store, but the store eventually closed and he lost his reputation. In the meantime, Brandi has accepted her independence and is now pursuing her Storage Wars adventure alone. She's evolved into an influential and vocal presence on social media, engaging with followers and showcasing her growth. She also discovered that she experienced anxiety during her time with Jarrod, and she has since been focusing on improving herself. Despite the ups and downs, Brandi has demonstrated that she can succeed without her ex-partner. She remains a significant force in the storage auction industry today, but Jarrod's future is still uncertain. Rene and Casey In Season 4, Rene and Casey joined Storage Wars, adding a new aspect to the program. Thanks to his German accent and assured bidding manner, Rene swiftly rose to prominence as one of the industry's most competitive buys. Before appearing on the show, Rene and Casey had a well-established resale business, unlike many of their co-stars. Their Poway, California-based bargain hunters thrift store developed to become a center for priceless artifacts, antiques, and unusual items. Although Rene's aggressive bidding frequently caused him to clash with other purchasers, his understanding of resale value gave him an advantage. His wife, Casey, counterbalanced his enthusiasm with her strategic thinking and sense of humor. In the world of auctions, they became a power couple. The Najotas continued to be heavily involved in storage auctions even after the show ended, often traveling to acquire valuable goods. They utilized social media to enhance their visibility beyond Storage Wars. Rene and Casey started a YouTube channel to share reselling advice, highlight their best purchases, and offer viewers behind-the-scenes insights into their company. With thousands of followers interested in their knowledge, their internet presence has only increased. Despite the decline of Storage Wars on popular television, the Najotas are still alive and well. They've referenced potential television comebacks, and their store is still open. His participation in significant auction events has further cemented Rene's status as a top buyer. Unlike several of their co-stars, Rene and Casey demonstrated that their economic acumen was not limited to reality TV by effectively transitioning beyond the show. Hester. Dave Hester is one of the most controversial names in Storage Wars. The creator of the notorious Yup, he became one of the most divisive characters on the show, frequently causing arguments with other bids. Since his debut in Season 1, Dave has been recognized for his aggressive tactics, outbidding rivals solely to raise prices. As a result, he gained renown as a brutal businessman, but he also became one of the show's least popular characters. But he didn't have a pleasant time on Storage Wars. Dave sued A&E in 2012, alleging that the broadcast was manufactured, and the case was dismissed as a result. He claimed that producers placed pricey objects in lockers to sway plots and mislead viewers. Despite causing controversy and dividing supporters, the lawsuit was ultimately resolved out of court. Though his presence was never the same, Dave made a surprising comeback to Storage Wars in subsequent seasons. Dave continues his business as an auctioneer outside reality TV by operating Dave Hester Auctions. He served as a consultant for major auction houses, offering appraisal services. However, Dave's stroke in 2018 was a significant setback. He had to leave the company temporarily due to a health scare. He's kept a low profile ever since, concentrating on private auctioneering and rehabilitation activities. Dave's influence on Storage Wars is indisputable, even in light of the controversy surrounding his tenure. His his ruthless strategy established the tone for many of the show's most memorable moments, and his battle cry became a pop culture sensation. Whether you like him or not, Dave Hester will always be a memorable figure from Storage Wars. Darrell Sheets. One of the boldest bids in Storage Wars was made by Darrell Sheets, also known as the Gambler. He gained a reputation for taking huge chances and frequently spent thousands of dollars on storage lockers, hoping to make a fortune. His self-assurance paid off several times, including the renowned $3,600 locker with unique artwork worth over $300,000. One of the most significant discoveries in Storage Wars history. Darrell frequently collaborated with his son, Brandi Sheets, throughout the show. Even though Darrell's aggressive bidding approach occasionally caused disputes with other buyers, the father-son dynamic brought a playful element to the series. His fans adored his exuberant nature, and his stern demeanor made him a fearsome opponent. Darrell, however, did not have an easy time on the show. When Brandon was fired from Storage Wars in 2016, he and the network had a strained relationship. Darrell's presence waned as he continued to work alone. Due to severe health concerns, he announced in 2019 that he would be retiring from storage auctions. He experienced a heart attack that year, which made him slow down. He then discovered that he had undergone significant lifestyle adjustments as a result of years of stress and poor living. Darrell now lives a more tranquil existence in Lake Havasu, Arizona. He spends more time with his family and prioritizes his health. He still communicates with his followers and posts about his experiences on social media, even though he's no longer actively bidding. His reputation as one of Storage Wars' most audacious and prosperous purchasers endures. One thing is sure, Darrell Sheets will always be seen as a genuine gambler in the auction world, regardless of whether he ever returns to the storage game. Dan and Laura Dodson. Storage Wars voices were Dan and Laura Dodson, who oversaw the frantic auctions that added to the show's excitement. They set the tone for every bid with their explosive energy and quick-fire calling as professional auctioneers. They've been in the business for more than 30 years and own American Auctioneers, one of the leading storage auction companies in the United States. The Dodsons experienced some drama even though they were behind the auction podium. When Dan disclosed that a storage unit they sold had $7.5 million in cash, it was one of the most significant events in 2018. Real-life storage auctions may be just as crazy as the show, as demonstrated by the enigmatic buyer who returned to haggle with the original owner. But the couple's lives haven't always been easy. Dan almost lost his life in 2014 due to a double aneurysm, a potentially fatal condition. Fortunately, Laura moved swiftly to get him prompt medical attention. They learned the importance of health through their experience, and Dan is fully recovered. The Dodsons continued to be a recurring theme in Storage Wars. They were popular with fans due to their chemistry and sense of humor, and their familiarity with auctions helped keep the show realistic. They still operate American Auctioneers outside the event, training new bidders and doing auctions nationwide. Dan and Laura are still involved in the auction industry today, attending events and sharing their opinions with fans. As long as storage units need to be sold, the Dodsons will probably be there, making decisions with their distinctive speed and style. Their legacy in the world of storage auctions is indisputable. Barry Weiss. The wild card in Storage Wars was Barry Weiss. Barry only bid for enjoyment, not to make money like other bidders. He immediately became a fan favorite thanks to his quirky manner, love of the strange, and never-ending supply of clever comments. He added a distinctive flavor to the event with his trademark sunglasses, ostentatious automobiles, and easygoing demeanor. Barry had already amassed a fortune in the produce industry before Storage Wars, so he didn't need to win auctions to make ends meet. Instead, he approached it as a treasure hunt, looking for unusual and priceless objects. Barry took a different approach. He loved collecting oddball finds, while others concentrated on high-value resales. Barry quit Storage Wars in 2013 to pursue new experiences after 4 seasons. He made a brief comeback with short-lived spin-offs including Storage Wars, Barry Strikes Back, and Buried Treasure. Barry appeared to prefer avoiding the limelight, and fans missed seeing him in the auction setting. Barry broke several bones in a catastrophic motorbike accident in 2019 and needed significant surgery. He took a lengthy hiatus from public life due to the injury, but he returned in 2021 to feature on Storage Wars Season 14. Fans were thrilled to see him again, demonstrating their love for his quirky demeanor. Barry remains a well-liked character in the history of reality TV. He still makes public appearances and occasionally surprises fans with his signature humor, even though he no longer bids as frequently. Barry Weiss will undoubtedly be remembered as the most amusing and unpredictable bidder on Storage Wars, regardless of whether he ever makes a full-time comeback. Ivy Calvin. When Ivy Calvin, the King of Palmdale, joined Storage Wars in Season 3, he infused the show with new life. Ivy's football and mixed martial arts training gave him a distinct competitive advantage. He was renowned for his no-nonsense demeanor, keen intuition, and audacious bidding style. Before the show, Ivy sold the contents of his storage unit at Grandma's Attic, his Palmdale, California resale store. His approach was straightforward: purchase large, sell quickly. Ivy followed his instincts, which resulted in some spectacular wins, unlike other bidders who wavered. Rare antiques and antiquities, which yielded him a substantial profit, were among his most noteworthy discoveries. Ivy was a fan favorite due to his wit and self-assurance, but he also faced difficulties. Due to the intense competition, he often found himself at odds with seasoned bidders on Storage Wars. But he made a lasting impression on the show, thanks to his perseverance and business-minded attitude. Ivy remains active in his family and professional life outside of Storage Wars. Ivy Jr. and Isaiah, his 2 kids, make sporadic appearances on the show, suggesting that the Calvin family may continue the bidding tradition. Additionally, he sponsors young sports programs and takes part in community events. As one of the most amusing characters on Storage Wars, Ivy still appears in the show's more recent seasons. His ability to turn storage unit bets into actual profits has demonstrated that he is a true businessman and a fierce competitor. Ivy Calvin is a unique character in the Storage Wars universe as he approaches everything passionately, whether it's bidding wars or family time. Brandi Sheets. The son of Storage Wars icon Darrell Sheets, Brandi Sheets was raised in auctions. As he worked with his father as part of their Team Sheets pair, fans saw him grow from a young apprentice to an independent bidder. Brandi frequently acted as the voice of reason throughout the show, countering his father's high-risk strategy. Known by his nickname, the Side Bet, Brandi learned the ins and outs of the industry from Darrell and gradually developed his bidding technique. He was a crucial component of Storage Wars for multiple seasons, contributing expertise, comedy, and a strategic approach. He demonstrated an eye for worthwhile finds, even though he didn't always agree with Darrell's bold wagers. However, due to budget limitations, Brandi was abruptly fired from the show in 2016. Many fans believed he was a key component of Storage Wars, so his departure caused controversy. Brandi chose a different route from the other cast members who continued to work in the storage auction industry. He left reality TV to pursue a career in real estate after relocating to Arizona. After earning his real estate license, he began working as a realtor, assisting clients in purchasing and selling homes rather than storage units. Brandon utilized his buying and selling skills to thrive in a new business. But his stint on Storage Wars ended abruptly. Brandon rarely appears in public these days, leading to a reclusive existence. He has primarily left the realm of auctions, though he occasionally engages with admirers on social media. Even though he's no longer bidding on storage lockers, his time on Storage Wars had a significant influence, showing that he was not only Darrell's sidekick, but also a competent bidder in his own right. Justin Bryant. Justin Bryant created history as the youngest buyer to ever appear on Storage Wars. He brought new life and a fresh viewpoint to the auction scene when he joined the show in Season 11 at just 22. In contrast to the seasoned bidders, Justin used a combination of research, strategy, and sheer willpower to take on the titans of the business. Having grown up in a family that frequently participated in storage auctions, Justin had a solid foundation in the industry. His confidence soon grew, demonstrating that age was irrelevant when placing astute offers. He was fiercely competitive due to his understanding of resale prices and his willingness to take calculated risks. Justin's time on Storage Wars was brief, though. He only appeared in one season before departing the program for unknown reasons. Justin subsequently explained that he preferred to concentrate on his company and personal life over reality TV, despite rumors circulating regarding tensions behind the scenes. After leaving the show, Justin continued his career in the resale business, utilizing his skills to purchase and sell high-end goods. He also experimented with entrepreneurship, starting a variety of companies. Despite his brief tenure on Storage Wars, he left a lasting impression and is still remembered by viewers as one of the most promising young purchasers. Justin now leads a more private life, but he occasionally posts updates on social media. Even though he may no longer participate in storage auctions on television, his competitive attitude and business sense remain very much present. Justin Bryant's brief yet unforgettable appearance on Storage Wars demonstrated that even the youngest bidders can leave their mark on the industry, regardless of whether they ever participate in the auction game again. Emily Wares. As one of the few female auctioneers in the business, Emily Wares left her imprint on Storage Wars. She brought a new and vibrant spirit to the auction process when she joined the show in Season 10. Emily was on the other side of the auction, spearheading the frantic bidding wars with her keen auctioneering abilities. In contrast to most of the cast members who were purchasers, Emily was born and reared in the world of auctions in Solon, Iowa. She swiftly followed in the footsteps of her father, Brent Weiss, who had a prosperous auction company. She became one of the youngest professional auctioneers in the nation when she enrolled in the Worldwide College of Auctioneering at the age of 17. Before appearing on Storage Wars, she won multiple prestigious auctioneer competitions, demonstrating her talent. Unlike the seasoned auctioneers Dan and Laura Dodson, Emily had a different position on the show. Even though the Dodsons were well-established, Emily gave auctions a contemporary, fast-paced feel. She only appeared in one season of the show before leaving to pursue other projects, so her tenure was brief. Emily is still employed in the auction industry outside of Storage Wars. She oversees the family business, Weiss Auctioneering, and focuses on estate, real estate, and livestock sales. She's also a talented vocalist who's performed at several events. Emily is still involved in the field today and occasionally posts updates on social media. Despite her brief tenure on Storage Wars, she left a lasting effect on the male-dominated world of auctioneering with her abilities, self-assurance, and innovative presence as a young female auctioneer. Mary Padian. One of Storage Wars' most beloved characters, Mary Padian, gained notoriety for her eccentric demeanor and exceptional sense of finding antiques. Before joining the cast full-time, she debuted as a guest in Season 5. Mary brought a distinctive perspective to storage auctions, leveraging her experience in interior design and antique restoration to frequently transform trash into precious and attractive items. Before appearing on Storage Wars, Mary owned a business in Dallas, Texas called Mary's Finds, which sold vintage and reused furniture. She distinguished herself from other buyers on the show with her ability to turn disregarded objects into chic decor. Mary was more relaxed and imaginative than aggressive bidders, frequently concentrating on lesser-known gems rather than expensive goods. Mary developed close friendships while on the show, particularly with Ivy Calvin and Brandi Passante. Supporters valued her playful personality and how she offered a welcome diversion from the competitive world of bidding wars. Following her departure from Storage Wars, Mary operated Mary's Finds and grew her company online to reach a broader market. She's also participated in several humanitarian endeavors, lending her artistic talents to promote sustainability and recycling. Mary still works in the vintage and repurposing industries, but she now leads a more subdued life, away from the glare of reality TV. Fans who appreciate the art of discovering beauty in the unexpected are still motivated by her reputation as Storage Wars' most imaginative and adventurous buyer, even if she's no longer a cast member. Sally Martin. Despite not being one of the most well-known figures from Storage Wars, Sally Martin was a significant player in the storage auction industry. She and her husband, Lawrence Martin, established a reputation as astute and strategic buyers who sincerely appreciated priceless antiques and artifacts. On Storage Wars Texas, a spin-off from the original program that concentrated on the fierce storage auction competitions in the Lone Star State, Sally and Lawrence were highlighted. The pair gained notoriety for their expertise in jewelry, fine art, and historical relics. They frequently discovered undiscovered treasures that others had overlooked. Sally and Lawrence ran a prosperous antique business specializing in luxury artifacts before appearing on Storage Wars Texas. They had an advantage over rivals who relied more on luck than wisdom due to their experience. Because of her keen intuition and skill at haggling, Sally was a substantial bidder who regularly brought home lucrative findings with Lawrence. Following their appearance on the show, Sally and Lawrence kept on their career in antiques and auctions. They continued to be well represented in the collector's market by attending specialty trade exhibitions, estate sales, and auctions. Unlike some Storage Wars celebrities who eventually faded from the spotlight, Sally continued to be active in luxury resale and historical items. Sally Martin maintains a low-key profile, focusing on her personal and professional life. Even though she and Lawrence aren't as well known as some of the original Storage Wars cast members, their success and expertise in the antiques business have enabled them to thrive outside of reality TV. Lawrence Martin. Lawrence Martin and his wife Sally Martin rose to prominence on Storage Wars Texas, contributing their expertise in jewelry, collectibles, and fine art to the competitive world of storage auctions. Lawrence adopted a calculated strategy, in contrast to many more aggressive bids, utilizing his extensive knowledge of antiques to identify priceless hidden gems that others frequently overlooked. Lawrence had extensive experience in the antique and auction industry before joining Storage Wars Texas. He and Sally had an advantage in identifying expensive objects in abandoned storage lockers because they ran a profitable, high-end resale and assessment business. Their approach was more methodical than some of their rivals' riskier, intuition-based tactics. Lawrence gained notoriety on the show for his calm demeanor and astute negotiation skills. Working together, he and Sally frequently adopted a more sophisticated and methodical approach to bidding. Lawrence made shrewd business selections rather than impulsive purchases, concentrating on profit margins and resale value, while other buyers engaged in bitter competition. Following the conclusion of Storage Wars Texas, Lawrence and Sally continued their antiques business. They continued to participate in trade exhibitions, estate sales, and auctions, capitalizing on their reputation as reliable authorities in the secondhand industry. Unlike some reality TV peers, they prioritized growing their clientele and business over popularity. Lawrence Martin maintains a prosperous career in the antiques industry while keeping a quiet profile and avoiding the glare of reality TV. Thanks to his knowledge and business acumen, he remains a renowned figure in the auction and collectible sector. Kenny Crossley. On Storage Wars, Kenny Crossley's exuberant demeanor and humorous attitude made him a fan favorite. Kenny, who debuted in Season 10, immediately captured viewers' hearts with his easygoing demeanor, sense of humor, and distinctive method of holding storage auctions. Before Storage Wars, Kenny's professional experience was varied. Before relocating to California, where he eventually found himself in the auction industry, he served in law enforcement in his native Louisiana. His partnership with Storage Wars veteran Barry Weiss, who frequently helped him during bidding wars, brought him first notoriety. Kenny was given a more significant role as a full-fledged bidder when Barry left the show due to their strong connection. Kenny added a playful and laid-back vibe to storage auctions, unlike other bidders who were primarily interested in making a profit. He frequently had an erratic approach, occasionally uncovering unexpected discoveries, and other times bidding on units for amusement. His upbeat demeanor and astute negotiating abilities allowed him to establish a distinct niche on the show, even though he didn't consistently score highly. Following the Storage Wars, Kenny continued to try new things. He established a robust social media presence, interacting with followers on Instagram and YouTube. Additionally, he launched his clothing line, which featured his trademark catchphrases from the program. He also ventured into the culinary industry, operating Kenny's Sweet Tooth, a dessert shop. In the Storage Wars universe, Kenny remains a popular and engaging character to this day. His entrepreneurial enthusiasm and carefree attitude have enabled him to maintain a consistent presence in business and social media, even though he may not make frequent TV appearances. Nabila. Most famously, Nabila Haniss is one of Storage Wars' most enigmatic and cunning purchasers. Nabila adopted a measured and taciturn strategy, unlike the more flashy and aggressive bidders, frequently swooping in to secure high-value storage space without drawing undue attention. Since her debut in Season 2 of Storage Wars, Nabila has been recognized for her quiet self-assurance and extensive knowledge of valuable items. Her experience in luxury resale and real estate enabled her to evaluate storage units with keen insight. When she made an offer, she meant business. She wasn't one to get involved in pointless drama or extravagant bidding wars. Nabila's acquisition of an apartment purportedly belonged to Paris Hilton was one of her most well-known on-screen moments. This unit made headlines and cemented Nabila's reputation as a shrewd consumer by containing a wealth of personal items, designer clothing, and celebrity memorabilia. The purchase solidified her position as a major player in the storage auction market, although the specifics of the unit's sale are still largely confidential. After a stint on Storage Wars, Nabila decided to stay out of the public eye and concentrate on her private and professional endeavors. She continued to work in the luxury resale and real estate sectors, maintaining a more understated and professional demeanor than other cast members who took use of their reality TV celebrity. Fans of the program still find Nabila a bit of a mystery. Even though she no longer appears on television, Storage Wars fans still discuss her astute business decisions and the renowned Paris Hilton unit. If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon